Hey y'all, welcome to Off the Beaten Path. My name is Kush.
My name is Breezy. On our podcast, we explore the great outdoors and the Second Amendment with a blend of culture,
comedy, and conversation. And oh yeah, I'm making beats. All right, sync point is started. So, ready?
So,
here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome y'all back to another episode of Off the Beaten Path. I want to give a special shout out to OTIS. The team here opened up their booth to us to allow us to podcast between the hours of 2 and 4 o'clock here in Las Vegas. Now, folks, I do want to introduce y'all to our next guest, but man, I've been doing this all last season, now this season. Instead, I'm going to have you introduce yourself, Patrick.
All right.
Because you're amazing, and I might not be able to find the words that you can. So tell the people about yourself.
I'm Patrick Collins. I'm the owner of TheGunFood. Can I say .com? Because certain platforms, you can't say that.
You can say TheGunFood.com.
TheGunFood.com.
There we go. Yeah,
yes.
we'll find a workaround.
Yes. And the DOT stands for transportation. Yes, we'll get you that ammunition.
Get you there.
Yeah.
And so Patrick, let's start. I want to give people, so we've been in this particular space for about 4, maybe going on 5 years, right?
Okay.
And we talk about a lot about our podcast is not only about representation and amplifying voices, but finding minority business owners that are making waves in the space. Yeah. And we met, I want to say it was a couple years ago, through, who was it? Through RGG?
Yeah, it was through RGG.
Yeah, it was through RGG.
Shout out RGG.
And we've been following you for a little bit. I know we see each other in some of the similar spaces, and you're always grinding, we're always grinding, so we rub elbows and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But I want to talk a little bit about your business, TheGunFood, because I was a marketing professional at an ammunition company, and I love what you're doing with TheGunFood. So talk to us a little bit about TheGunFood, and we'll start there.
All right. Well, it's funny because I have a speech on this, and I spent 30 minutes speaking about this, but I'll give you guys the 5-minute version here. So I'm Patrick Collins of TheGunFood. We sell ammunition and different things that your gun may particularly eat, or even your defensive tools too. Yeah. Been in business for the past 8 years.
Yep.
Basically we started off as I had instructors that couldn't put food on their table, and they would hit me up and be like, hey, Patrick, you mind if I borrow a case of ammo? And I'm like, borrow it? Man, you just pay me back when you get the money for it, man. Yeah. Don't worry about that. I got plenty of this stuff to go around. I used to be a competitive shooter. I guess you can say I'm a low-key hoarder. But so push came to shove, man, I was selling about 10 to 15 cases a week. All right.
Wow.
And that's moving some money.
Oh, yeah.
The banks would call, I would go to the bank, and the bank tellers would be like, hey, Mr. Collins, how much are you putting in the bank today?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, all right, you all know my cycle. That means other people are picking it up too.
Yeah.
Because I was depositing, $8,000, anywhere between $5,000 and $8,000 a week, but consistently, because my instructors would always come to me through my network. So I originally started off as a competition shooter. Shot with some of the best shooters out there. In fact, my first match, I was partnered up with Jerry and Lena.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your first match?
My first match.
Hold
and
on,
I knew who they were.
I got to give that an air horn.
Yeah.
Air horn.
Yeah, it's like royalty in the space.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait a second.
Not like, that's royalty,
Like a newbie can just jump out here. And of course, they shot perfect, and I'm shooting, as a beginner would shoot in the league. But, I just developed the network and the relationships with all these folks in the industry. Then I got involved with an instructor, police instructor, tapped me on the shoulder. He said, you have a unique way of teaching people how to get things done and how to do it. And I said, well, yeah, no, thank you. He's like, why don't you become an instructor? So I signed up to become an instructor.
Wow.
Went through all the course of work for all that, range, just everything, all the credentials you can get for it, shotgun, rifle, pistol, CRSO, all the credential for it. And then finally I was like, okay, so I'm good at this now. Established a business, helped him start his business as an instructor. So I became a freelance instructor. And then it was like, all right, politics started happening. We had elections in 2016. It was 2016, right? Yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah, 2016. Yep.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, well, you got to speak up for yourself now.
Yeah.
You got to defend why you do what you do,
man,
and stop falling for, guns are bad, guns are evil, and that rhetoric that happens out there. And so I became a political advocate for firearms. And
that's awesome.
Started attending events, speaking at events, and doing all that. And then was it 2018? No, it was during COVID, really. But 2018 is when I was like, all right, I got to make a legit business out of what I'm doing. It can't just be like a low end deal here and there. It has to be established. So we established a website, got 2 warehouses, started my distribution network, and ever since then I've been doing events and everything, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
Praise
awesome.
God, man. That's amazing.
That's cool. How let me hold on. Let me reorganize my thoughts here because. Man, there's one thing you said that I think you said it was in 2016. You decided to start getting more involved on the political side of it.
Yes.
It's funny, Rob and I, since we've been in this space functioning, we've found out we want to become more political too. What was it, last week or a couple of weeks ago? We took a stance as the agency against expansion down in South Florida because, man, you're destroying the Everglades, right? Like you become more involved. And I was one of those people who I never thought guns were evil. I always thought the heart of the man who holds the gun is who decides where this ammunition goes, right? And so, I've always
that's a bar, by the way. Shout out my man Kush.
Thank you, bro.
That is a bar.
I'll quote that. I'll quote that.
Yeah, that was good.
But it's one of those things where what you said is 100% true. The more we venture off into this space, and the more we make friends with like-minded individuals, we realize man, this just can't be something that is just transactional from as a business perspective. It's something we got to get involved in because last year we went hog hunting with tourists and pheasant hunting.
Yeah.
And where were we?
Wisconsin.
Shout out to T-Pain.
Yeah. Not a mansion, but we're in Wisconsin. Yeah. Well, and just the levels to it, the layers to it, right? Yeah. Because like you said, we love the outdoors. We grew up in South Florida, so we found our way to the ocean, fishing, lakes, doing something out in the Everglades. But it's like the more you sink your teeth into this industry, you see the levels to it. Yes. Like the diehard conservationists and understanding that layer of it, and how hunting and just it all kind of feeds this ecosystem of it, and it's because it really does suck you in, like the way you said it. You start with one thing and that opens the door to another side of it and another side of it.
Yep.
I'm curious, when did did you see it click? Were you did it click right away, or was there one thing that clicked for you?
Maybe when the bank tellers were telling you?
Yeah.
The bank tellers, that
was that
actually,
it? You're that was an I'm on to something here.
Because it was in and out too, because I had to replenish the ammo that was being purchased. So it was in and out. But when the bank tellers recognized that I was running a business, whether it was legal or illegal at the time, because when you do that much financial transactions, you got to document that. And so I said, well, I want to be legit. I just don't know what the steps are to be legit.
Yeah,
right.
Did you get a lot of did you get pushback in any areas of it, or
not really? I mean, I had some hard lessons for sure. I'm not gonna a company with the name of P and ends in Al.
Yeah.
They're anti-gun.
Right. Well, especially when you get in the they say you take if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yep.
And once you do start to make those political, take a stance, right? You're gonna get you're gonna have people that are always on the other side of that.
Yeah.
So, but I love the way you approach it, man. So I just want to say,
was it difficult for you? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was it difficult for you as TheGunFood to get involved into the political scene? Because you're based in Atlanta, right?
I'm based in Atlanta, which is the very blue city in the middle of a red state.
Yeah. ATL, shout out ATL.
That's us though too.
Yeah,
that's literally South Florida.
Yeah.
We're in the blue part of a red state.
A red state.
Red state.
Yeah, you guys understand it. And I mean, a lot of people don't realize the lifestyle and the requirements of life. You know, for instance, if you don't, I get it. You could be anti-gun, but that doesn't mean that you're evil.
Right.
Just like you could be pro-gun. That doesn't mean you're evil either.
Yeah.
Right.
Or vice versa. Right. Right.
Yeah. So I tell people, I'm like, listen, there are so many different aspects of how people can live their lives in unity with each other.
Yeah.
And they don't take those routes. They decide to take a side. Now, of course, I'm pro-gun. For sure, 100% pro-gun.
Same.
But I'm not going to confront someone that's anti-gun and be like, well, you need to believe what I believe.
Right.
I'm just going to let them live.
That's it. That's it.
But we can also have dialogue. Like we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Things get so separated and no one wants to even have the conversation.
Yep.
And it's like, yo, you can learn. So like we can find a happy medium.
Yeah.
I'm not saying certain things like we have to be no compromise on.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like I agree with that 100%.
No doubt, yeah.
But also we can have the conversation. Like maybe your perspective will shift a little bit.
You know what's funny? Like, are you a Atlanta native?
No, I am not. I'm originally from Boston.
Oh,
Boston.
wow.
Yeah.
How'd you end up in
No
Atlanta?
way.
Yeah, I moved down to Atlanta. I had an opportunity back when I was working in the corporate world, and they made me an opportunity I couldn't refuse. Moved down there, lived there by myself, try to establish myself. I made, figure out some hobbies. In fact, how I started competition shooting, there was an older gentleman that worked at the company I worked at, and he said, I'm kind of famous. And I said, what are you talking about? and lo and behold, he's a super senior. He's not a grandmaster. I believe he was a master at the time, but he was a super senior master USPSA shooter.
Wow.
And he's the one that invited me out to the range for the first time.
Look at that.
And like, yeah.
Wow.
Had you go ahead. No, I was just going to ask, like, had you been around guns before? Like, what was your first firearm experience?
My first firearms experience, actually. So my first firearms experience was actually with Barry. And this might be a little bit before you guys' time, but Barry over at, what was the name of that? The range down there, Moss Pond and Gun. Yes, with Ivy 8888.
No way. That's what I was going to really.
Barry was the original. So there used to be three of them: Chad, Eric, and Barry.
Man, R.I.P. Barry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Barry literally put a firearm in my hand.
No way.
And if you look at us, we are completely different dynamics.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
I
Yeah.
am from the city.
Right.
He is not.
Yeah.
Right. But it was just amazing. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, this guy trusted me and showed me, the ropes of it. Let me continue down this path.
That's
wow,
it.
look
That's
at
it
that.
right there, because we talk a lot about bridging the gap, right? Because we
Amen.
are from the inner city.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in the country. The first time I've said this. I said this before, season 1, season 2. I owned a firearm when I was underage, and I don't condone illegal, gun ownership. I was just an uneducated kid living for survival, but I do promote like your right to bear arms and responsibly, right? And that's one of the things that I've noticed in the space is like, man, gun ownership looks different for everybody. Like in the inner city, you might need a gun just for self-defense. There's people just in the city that will never go hunting.
Yeah.
Some people think, I can never kill an animal. Well, that's what you think. But if you just want a home defense weapon, firearm, whatever, that's fine too.
That's fine.
Do you find as an ammunition distributor, do you find like resistance being a ammunition dealer in Atlanta? Like,
I mean, not really. I mean, Georgia overall is a pretty, very gun-friendly state.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great decisions that were made.
Yeah.
Any rule against owning a firearm is really a bad rule, but there were a lot of great decisions made to allow us to continue with this path that we have with on firearms ownership. So, I mean, not too much, not in that regard.
So tell us. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Well, I was going to say I know there's many layers to you. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just talking before we cracked the mics, like some of the stuff you do outside of that, and because I didn't know it, right? I know you as GunFood, like you're the plug. You're the ammo plug, but
Shout out to Patrick. The plug.
DOT, not
DOT.
Yeah.
DOT. Department of Transportation.
So I just talk about some of that, like some of the other things you've gotten into in the space.
Well, I'm on the board for GA2A, which is Georgia's grassroots organization for pushing for gun rights in the state of Georgia.
Let's go.
So Georgia was one of the first states to even recognize firearms ownership in civilians. Mm-hmm. So our surrounding states, including Florida, you guys just recently got open carry or the right to open carry. Yep. We've had it because we don't discern the difference between open carry and concealed carry. A weapon is a weapon. Yeah. In fact, that's what's listed on our weapons card is a Georgia weapons carry license. And
really?
It stands for a weapon. And I always tell this to my students because I'm an instructor as well. If I'm holding a pen conventionally, you would look at that as a pen. Yeah. But if I'm holding it and you see I'm making a fist,
let's go.
It changed into something
else.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You can make that pen a weapon.
You can make that pen 100%. A weapon. Yeah. And so what we did in the state of Georgia, we said, forget about all the details about how you use it. Is it a weapon? Yes or no?
Right.
Period. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that, folks. Wow. That's what I call common sense.
That's it. We need some
air
dings,
horn.
some claps, some air horns. There we go. There we go.
So there's something that I you touched on briefly a little bit. Do you still competitively shoot?
I don't. I mean, I'm still actively shooting, but now the business has me so busy that I'm in and out of ranges, at different events. Like you guys will probably see me 4 or 5 times this year.
Yeah, for sure.
And and we're here in Vegas. You guys are out of Florida. I'm out of Georgia. The next time you might see me, we might be in, Wisconsin.
Right. Tennessee.
Yo, what up, bro?
Hey, what are you doing over here? They're working. Yeah. So you don't get to shoot competitively often, but you still train.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Still train. I do at least personally 5 to 6 events a year where I go out and train under an instructor. And so, I definitely support that. And you must continue it. Education never ends.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Dropping gems on us.
Yeah.
Do you hunt?
I do not hunt. Believe it or not.
Don't hunt. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been hunting? Do you want to try it? Or?
I did one Hunt for Hungry event, but I didn't. Nothing was in my scope. Yeah. I do clay shoot. I guess you could say I take out some buddies every now and then. We compete a little bit, but it's not the same. Before when I was really into shooting, I was shooting 22, 23 out of 25.
Yep.
Now I'm like 18. I'm still okay, but I'm not great.
Probably like goes full rain, man.
Yeah.
So when you're training, are you training like specifically? Is it like for self-defense or is it in the home? Are you dry firing or?
Oh yes, absolutely. I highly recommend dry firing. But when I go out and train, I usually train for a very specific plan. For instance, first aid. You got to know first aid.
Wow.
You got to get your stimulus up too. How do you react when you're
we
excited
talk about
by certain
that a lot.
things? A lot of people forget about. They're like, well, I got a gun, I'm safe.
No.
Okay. What are you gonna do when you start hearing bangs and it blows out your eardrums?
Right? That's the reality of it.
You're not gonna put your ear protection on, and you're not gonna see your charcuterie board of ammo. It's gonna be. I mean, we said that most gun gunfights are over in a few seconds.
And you got to make those split decisions.
You do.
Fast.
Yeah.
And I guess it's super important. A shameless plug right here. I mean, if you need ammo for your gunfight, you better go to TheGunFood, the Department of Transportation.
After you run all that ammo through, swing by Otis.
Clean it.
You got to clean it. Clean it.
Yep.
So, what do you? I'm curious. Now that you've been in it for a while, like, what are some of your favorite firearms?
Ooh, some of my favorite firearms.
Like, give me, I don't know, no particular order, top 5, like all time.
Shout out my boy Lito because I know he has the whole gun snob thing, and I want to say this. I think Patrick might be a gun snob.
I mean,
Here we go.
All right, so currently my favorite firearm, I think my 50 cal. My Barrett 50 cal.
Let's go.
I mean, that thing barks.
That thing's an animal. Oh my gosh.
And so
that
many
thing's
people
a
are
beast.
afraid of it, but it's like a pit bull, like a lovely pit bull.
Right. Just don't make it. Treat it right. Take care of it. Feed it. The gun food.
It won't bite you. Let me get the air horn going. Man, that's
the
Barrett.
All right,
the Barrett. Okay.
I have a Ruger 5.7 suppressed that I carry with 30 rounds, which is kind of funny because people are like, "How do you conceal that?" Because
that's your carry gun.
That's one of my carry guns.
Oh, one of them.
One of my carry guns. Yes, but
don't run up on our man.
It's so funny because when I do like deliveries and stuff like that, I have a couple of officers that know I'm involved in the 2A community, so they always ask me, "So what are you carrying right now?" And I'm like, "Well, if you don't mind, I'll unholster it and show you. Let me make it clear it for you and everything, because you can't trust anybody else."
Yeah.
So I clear it for them, and they're like, "Was that a missile that just came out of the gun? And is that a suppressor on the? Wait, you have a suppressor on the gun that's on your waist that's hanging down to your kneecap?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, and it's powered by TheGunFood. Powered by. Gotta tell you, folks.
That's awesome, man.
So Patrick, I mean, we have 30 minutes. We're down to the last
20
10.
in, huh?
Yeah,
Jeez,
time flies when we're
flying,
having fun.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
I wanna before we wrap this thing up, I want to say thank you for doing all the work you're doing in the space. I know you work with influencers as well, and shout out to that because there is empowerment going on in the space, especially for the minority influencers, which we're advocates for deeply. We're intentional, we're loud and proud about it. Shout out to James Brown. Hit me.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna hit. What are you gonna do?
What are we do? But no, seriously, we're grateful for it. We love what you do. The gun food ships across.
Yes, we ship to 49 states rather. We do not ship to Hawaii.
Okay.
Because it has to go ground and it's an import type of thing. But yes, 49 states we ship to. Feel free to look us up for your ammo needs. And check us out too. We got this brand new trailer. I didn't even talk about the trailer.
Talk about it. We got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we at TheGunFood, we just recently purchased a couple of new acquisitions. One was a Barrett 50 cal, and the other one was the trailer, our concession trailer. So a lot of times what was happening before is I was going to events and renting a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah.
Right? So that's $500 a weekend going out the door, going to U-Haul. So U-Haul was getting paid for me doing work. I was like, you know what? When I do in the summertime, I could do upwards of 8 events over the course of 2 months, 3 months, right? So that's a lot of going back and forth to U-Haul, picking up, dropping off, picking up, dropping off. I was like, why don't I invest in a trailer? So I started looking out for trailers, but knowing what the event space needs. Like when you go to an event, most people in the summertime, what is it? It's hot.
Oh, yeah.
You need a tent.
Oh, yeah. You need liquids.
Place to sit down.
Oh, yeah. Say that.
And some places don't have PA systems.
That's right.
There's all these little tiny things that people forget about. Well, this trailer incorporates all that into one.
That's awesome.
So not only are we supplying ammunition to a lot of the manufacturers that show up to these events, so you have a machine gun shoot or a range day or whatever it is, we will have probably 5 or 6 of our manufacturing customers there.
That's far.
That we deliver the ammo to, not to mention if it's a consumer event and they can purchase ammo, they can purchase it from us. And then our trailer, once it's empty of all the ammo, could be used for a registration booth. It could be used as a first aid triage, staff relief center, a lunch pavilion, a VIP lounge, a green room, right? It could be used for all these different things. And so we're trying to get that concept out right now. There's a couple of companies that are actually catching up. They got bigger pockets than I do. But yeah, we're trying to get that concept out there that, hey, this is not a single source thing. Like we're not just the ammo supplier. We can actually work with you to plan your events.
And you know what, bro? We saw it in action.
Yeah.
Range day for Lido.
Oh, yeah.
They were serving the pizza up out of there.
Yep.
Yeah. And we saw the TV. So, folks, get your advertising up with TheGunFood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw it. Yeah. So, that's the all black one, right?
Yes. All black.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize.
That's the trailer.
That's dope. And so, and because you can travel with it, and so it'd be good for companies to reach out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're trying to encourage that. That's actually what our mission is here at this SHOT Show, is trying to get companies to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to these 3 events that you're going to. Can you bring us ammo, or can you bring us the trailer, and we'll sponsor whatever it is.
Both.
Yeah, or both.
Yeah.
And we got to talk because we're developing a small private range out there. We need an ammo plug, and I'd rather plug somebody that we know.
Yep.
Oh, bro, you know what? I forgot to tell you, I had a phone call with Patrick. I forgot how long ago it was. He's like, bro, if you place an order and the phone rings, it comes right to me. I was like, nah, I didn't know that. He's like, yeah. It's like, I'm going to be the one to answer. So if y'all place an order, you're not going to press 1 for someone who speaks English and then, customer service. You're going to get Patrick right on the line.
Yep.
So, okay, plug us in one more time. Website. The Department of Transportation is
Department.
TheGunFood, Department of Transportation, and feel free to look us up. We got ammo. We got a lot of different things in our warehouse too. We're partnered up with a whole bunch of distributors. So if you need something and it's not listed on our website, we probably have it. We're just not showing it.
AKA Patrick just said, I can get it for you. What you need, I got it.
That's right.
Folks, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your time, Patrick. We know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time out to speak to us. And most importantly, to the listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. We can't do this without y'all. That's it.
Gotta go.